good morning, or whatever time it may be when you're tuning into the show this morning. I'm your host, Alan. We're on the drive this morning. Well, are we at war? Are we not at war? Another ceasefire. Victor Wembanyama wins the first unanimous Defensive Player of the Year in the NBA. And a lot of major airlines, they're shutting it down because they can't afford to pay for that funeral. These and many more stories this morning on the drive. Let's jump right into it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, my question to you is, are we at war? Are we not at war? 1 minute there's a ceasefire, the next minute it isn't. Which one is it? Just more rhetoric from the American government. Just a week ago, the president said that, 10 days ago, he said in 10 days, it's going to be over with and we're going to have everything that we need. And if not, he's going to strike and he's going to destroy that whole population over there. But today, nope, there's another ceasefire. The American government, the American politicians seem to think that just because they demand something, it's going to happen from another country. When other countries, they don't respect you like that. They don't respect America like that, and they surely don't respect President Donald Trump and his crew like that, just simply because they demand something. The Iranians do really truly feel like they've won the war. They feel like they've won. Now, we've heard that we've won. Why do we have all those troops over there on standby? They told us that the Strait of Hormuz would be open. We had control of the Strait of Hormuz when the Iranians showed all of us that they shut it down. Ladies and gentlemen, the rhetoric that is controlled by the media, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense because we can see as American citizens, we haven't won a war. We're at a stalemate right now, but gas prices continue to rise. They continue to rise, and a lot of airlines out there, a lot of major airlines, nope, they're raising the price of tickets up, airfares going up. In most cases, they're shutting it down. They're shutting it down because they can't afford to pay for those high fuel prices, that jet fuel, to fly you from one part of the country to the next, or get you all the way across into another country. They can't afford to pay it, even if they jack up the prices on you, because when they jacking up the prices, American citizens cannot continue to afford to pay these prices. Your vacation trip, it's going to be on hold. You're going to have to get in the car. Oh, wait a minute. Gas prices in your car, you're not going to be able to drive like you think, because gas prices over the next few days, weeks, and months will be so high until you will barely be able to afford to go to work. So what do we do? What does that leave us? Where does that leave us as American citizens? We're in a bad spot because the war is at a stalemate. It's at a stalemate. And as long as it's at a stalemate, you know what's going to happen. The market isn't going to go up. It's going to continue to go down. The price of oil, a barrel of oil, it went up yesterday to over $100 a barrel. Oh, what does that mean, ladies and gentlemen? This thing right here is out of control. We're going to keep this thing moving, but before we do, I'm going to need you to hit the like and subscribe button. Please hit the like and subscribe button. It's free. It is free. All my subscribers out there who stick with me, greatly appreciate it. For those of you new subscribers out there, thanks for tuning into the show. Thanks for subscribing to the show. And these shows are brought to you by none other than me, D. Allen at D9Jsports, where we train some of the top athletes, in not just in the state of Texas, but some of the top quarterbacks in all of America. Let's keep this thing rolling. Victor Wembanyama, the San Antonio Spurs, the 7'4", point guard, power forward. He plays it all. But Victor Wembanyama wins the first, ladies and gentlemen, the first unanimous Defensive Player of the Year in the National Basketball Association. Throughout the history of the National Basketball Association, there's never been a player, none of them, not Kareem, not MJ, not Kobe, not LeBron, not Dennis Rodman, none of the great NBA players, especially the great defensive players, have been unanimous all defensive player. Victor Wembanyama of the San Antonio Spurs, the foreign-born player, continues to impress. He's not from this planet, as most say. Well, I believe he's from this damn planet. He's just playing some good basketball. He's just playing some good basketball, and that's all that it is to it. Let's continue this thing on sports. Well, won't be long now before the National Football League draft comes around. Teams are trying to get paused to get the player that they need to change the fate of their franchise. In most cases, it never happens. It never happens. In some cases, you get a player that comes out of nowhere to become an all-time great. In this NFL draft this time, it looks from all the indications are what they're telling you is Ty Simpson, the quarterback of the University of Alabama, is going to be the first quarterback, possibly the first player taken. I know what you're thinking right now. Whoa, you saw Alabama play. Lets you know that this year's NFL draft isn't full of quarterbacks that like you would think. Now, we know Fernando Mendoza is going to be coming out, but where will he go at? Where will he go at? Will he go to the Raiders with Tom Brady to try to revamp to the Raiders and what they're going to be trying to do to get their season? Makes you think back to, remember at the end of the season, Brady was on the sideline watching them play. But the National Football League, it is not the Indiana Hoosiers with a bunch of 25-year-olds playing 20-year-olds. The National Football League is full of grown men who are trying to get after it. But best of luck goes out to that young man. The best of luck goes out to him and to all of the hopefuls in their journey to get drafted into the National Football League. They can get money right now to change the fate of their family and their lives forever. So hopefully, each one that has a dream, it will come true. And for those of you players out there who do not get drafted, just remember that isn't the end of the road. That is not the end of the road. We know so many great free agents who become all-time greats. All-time greats in the National Football League. And there's a lot of opportunities out there for players in the modern day times, unlike the old days. You've got the USFL or XFL. You've got several different leagues of Canadian football. You got the Canadian football. You got several different leagues of arena football. Chances and opportunities for players are greater than they are now. But besides that, if you done what you were supposed to do in college football, you'd already have that bag. You'd already have that bag. Let's keep this thing rolling. High school football. Well, it won't be long before training ramps up for most of the kids around the country. School's about to be out. Now, to my message to all of the players out there, if you want to be good, you can go to your early morning workouts like most of them do, and then go get on the couch for the rest of the day. But you great ones out there, we know what you're going to do. We know that you're going to work out 3 or 4 times a day to make sure that you can grab that bag. And that's what it's going to take. That's what it's going to take. Hard work and dedication. Hard work and dedication. So good morning this morning. Feels great in the 409. And wherever you're out there, ask yourself this when you pull up to the gas pump. Are we at war? Or are we not at war? I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. But when I stop to fill up my tank in that Mustang, I already know what the answer's going to be. Congratulations goes out to Victor Wembanyama for doing his thing. And President Trump, stop the cap. Stop the cap. I'm your host, Alan. See you this evening. Appreciate you tuning back into The Drive. I'm definitely O-U-T.